Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and it's Saturday, which means it's UFO News Day, and I'm going live today. I didn't go live last week. I thought, sod it, I'll go live this week. Not feeling, 100% today, so if I pass out or go a bit peculiar or seem a bit off, it's because of that. So, let's get on with it. Let's hit the intro, and then we'll get on with what we're going to talk about. So, here we go. Right, I'm back. So what we're going to do this week, I've got some UFO news stories, but I'm going to kick off with a review of a UFO movie. The film is called Nope. It's directed by Jordan Peele, and I've got to admit, I'm not a big Jordan Peele fan. I didn't like Get Out. I thought that was way overrated. And I didn't like Us. That just annoyed me. And I tried watching his Jordan Peele did The Twilight Zone, and I tried watching that, and I couldn't get into that either. So maybe I'm just not a fan of Jordan Peele's style of filmmaking. But anyway, I watched Nope because it's about UFOs. It stands for Not of Planet Earth. That's what they're saying anyway. They don't actually say that in the film, but that's what the marketing is suggesting. And you know what? I quite enjoyed it. I must admit, I quite enjoyed it. I didn't like where it went, so I'm going to go into some spoilers with this review. But we'll have a look at it as well. I'll go through it and give you my thoughts as we progress. So let's fire it up. Right, where are you? So anyway, the film stars Daniel Kaluuya, that's it, as O.J. Hayward, and Keke Palmer plays his sister Emerald, and the other main actors in it are Michael Wincott as Antlers Holst, and Stephen Yeun, who you may know from The Walking Dead, as Ricky Jupe Park. So they're the main characters in the film, and anyway, it starts off. There we go. On a studio, and see there's some blood there. You can just make that out. And there's a shoe upright, peculiarly, and there's a body there on the floor. And what this is, the Stephen Yeun character, he was a child actor, and he used to be in a TV show with a chimpanzee. Apparently, the chimpanzee went crazy, and I don't know if it killed people, but it injured a lot of people, including this young woman here, who are a co-star. And we see clips of this all the way through the film, and I think it's got to do with this shoe, because in the film they talk about bad miracles, and this could be like a bad miracle, but it's kind of a good miracle because it fixates the young dupe, Stephen Yeun. It fixates him so he doesn't look eye to eye with the chimpanzee. Gordy is his name. He doesn't look the chimpanzee in the eye and get himself killed or badly maimed. So anyway, so that's that, and then it cuts to the there we go. There we're seeing there's Gordy with all blood all over his hands. Anyway, so there we cut to this is the horse wrangling ranch, I suppose you call it, and it's run by Keith David. Plays OJ's dad. Is OJ Senior? Is OJ Junior? Is David Kaluuya? Anyway, so we cut to this ranch, and what they do, they raise horses for Hollywood. I can't remember the name of the company. But it's like Hollywood Horses. It's something along them lines. For like stunt work and for, horses in films and stuff. So anyway, so they're all, that's what we see here. But then something weird happens, and objects start falling from the sky, peculiarly. And there you go. And it hits him. Something hits him. He sees these things hitting the ground, and he gets to cover. There's OJ, but OJ Senior gets hit by something, and he slumps falls off the horse. Anyway, so OJ Jr. rushes him to the hospital, but he dies. We're seeing the things there, and it turns out it's a coin that's hit him. It's come down and it's gone into his head, went through his eye, and it's gone into his brain or whatever, and it killed him. So it's a coin, and we see other things like keys and things like that. A horse has a key embedded in its flank. So I think, oh, what are these objects falling from the sky? Which we find out later on. What we're seeing here is actually what the UFO looks like, its true form, but we don't find that out till later on. That's one of the things that I didn't really like about the film. I didn't get it, basically. Maybe I'm not clever enough to understand it. Anyway, here we see OJ with the horse. He's on the set with a green screen, and there's dots on the horse, and I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. But all through this film, David Kaluuya, I don't see him smile once. He's just like miserable all the way through the film. And yeah, that's his character. His dad's just died, but he just seems a miserable bugger all the way through the film. And on the opposite side, his sister, Emerald, is like ebullient and jolly a lot. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Anyway, so he thinks he's got to do like a pitch to these Hollywood types about what they do. And so he sets off, starts talking. He's got a voice a bit like me, a bit of a droning voice. He doesn't sound very energetic. But then Emerald arrives, and she takes over. And here we go, she takes over and does the job, gets the pitch in for their company, and that's that. Anyway, so they go back, and then I think they decide they don't need the horse. They use CG or whatever, or they use a different company. I don't know. Oh, well, that's it, because the horse, somebody spooks the horse with a special effects ball, them silver balls you see them use on set that they turn round. They do it right in front of the horse, and it freaks the horse out, and it kicks and knocks somebody over. I don't think it injures anybody, but it frightens them. So basically, they get fired and they get somebody else in. So they head back to the ranch. There they go. No, they don't go back to the ranch. They go to I forgot what the name. It's Stephen Young's place. Yeah, it owns like a little theme park, with like an American Adventure. We had a theme park in the UK called American Adventure, where you'd go and you'd see lassoing and shootouts and stuff like that. And they had a couple of roller coaster rides as well, but. It's one of them sort of places. And apparently he's been selling the horses or renting out the horses to dupe for this theme park, this Western theme park. So that's what he's doing there. I think that's Lucky, is that horse. That horse is called Lucky, and it is Lucky because we find out later on. Lucky by name, Lucky by nature. Anyway, so they're talking to Stephen Young. This is where Emerald finds out about he used to be in the show with Gordy. I can't remember the name of the show. Maybe we'll see it here. Maybe not. So he tells her about it a little bit. And seeing that he was traumatised by what happened, he seems to have a lot of memorabilia to do with it. Maybe it's his way of coping, I don't know. Because this was like in the 90s. Obviously, he's grown up now. There's a... You see, you can't see from my fat head. Behind me, there's an astronaut's helmet, and what were it about? Gordy, the chimpanzee, what a NASA chimpanzee had been into space. Anyway, so they go back home. It's nice where they live, it's in the rolling hills of California. They're pretty remote, apparently. It takes a while to get there. These little beams. It's like this all the way through. It doesn't crack a smile once in the film, not that I can remember. I'll pause now on the thing where he'll be smiling, just to make me a liar. Anyway, this horse is called Ghost. You see it there, yeah. And something spooks the horse, and he sees something in the sky. Oh, she starts playing the music really loud. Good job they've no neighbours. Anyway, it's like lights start going out in over colour in the distance. I think that, hang on, I'll go back a bit. Pardon me. I think that might be Dupe's, adventure place. I think that's is their closest neighbour, so I think that might be that. But I could be wrong. Anyway, so there we see. Is that are we seeing some UFO activity here? You ready? If I press play, we'll see some sort of trail going up into the clouds. Are we going to see anything? Don't get a copyright strike for this. Yeah, whatever. Right, we're probably going to see it now. Are you ready? Or I probably just missed it. Yeah, I probably just missed it. Because I'm rubbish at this. Anyway, he sees a UFO, basically. A flying saucer. He sees that, so he heads back. And it makes all the power go out. As in true UFO fashion, it cuts the power. So the next day, they go here to this electronics place, and they're wanting to, set up like, a CCTV system. You'd think they'd already have one, wouldn't you? On a business with the ranch and horses. You'd think they'd already have some sort of CCTV system. But maybe they do. Maybe they want one better with a backup power and what. I don't know. Anyway, so they go and they get all this stuff, and they talk to this chap here called Angel, and they get him to come out and fit it all for them. And he's actually a pretty good character. I quite like Angel. Thought he was going to be a bit of a douchebag, but he's actually quite a good character. So here we go. So he's come out, look, to set up all their cameras. He obviously suspects something. They haven't said, as much to him that they wanted to capture UFOs on film, because Emerald wants to do it, to sell, basically, sell the footage to the news or to Oprah, all this stuff, to make money out of it. But they're not telling him that. But he puts two and two together. You see, they're pointing the cameras at the sky, and he kind of twigs. Anyway, he ends up helping them all the way through the film, becomes friendly with them and all that. This is Dupe comes to see what's going on. I can't remember. Oh, that's it. Yes, because Emerald, she's stolen. He had the statues of horses. I think they made fiberglass or something at his place, and she's stolen one to use as a decoy for the UFOs. Because I think Ghost got abducted by the UFO. Abducted. We find out later on in the film that they're not being abducted. They are being abducted, but not in the way that we normally think of it. So he's come to see about that, but they fob him off and he goes away. Yes, I nearly missed this bit. And then this bit, he hears a noise in the stables, and he goes out and thinks, we're seeing a UFO. It was not a UFO, we're seeing aliens. These creatures start shuffling, and he punches one. See, one comes out here, look. It's quite a good scene, but it ends up, they're not aliens, they're, kid. They're actually from Dupe's place, the kids dressed up. We find out why later, but before we find that out, when this happened, I'm thinking, they're not really aliens. Not really aliens. But anyway, punches one. So that's quite a funny scene. Angels, he's logging on, because he can log on online and view the cameras, and he's doing all that. Keeping an eye on stuff. Yes, what they call them, a praying mantis climbs over the main camera, so they can't see anything because it focuses on the praying mantis. So, and they can't get it off, and then it flies away, just at the wrong moment, because the UFO comes. Oh, this is Ghost here. Look, I think this is when it gets abducted. Is that Ghost being taken? I think Ghost being taken up in that whirlwind, or is that the fake horse? It had like a kite train. There it is, look, hanging from it. So it's taking the fake horse there as the UFO. So anyway, so that's that. Starts running back home, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so they decide, obviously, these cameras aren't enough. The CCTV cameras, so they need help. So Michael Wincott plays a cameraman who's famous for, getting the impossible shot. So they ask him, they say they can't really pay much because they ain't got much money. Enough money to buy loads of bloody CCTV cameras, but they keep saying they're broke. Do that a lot in these films, don't they? Particularly American films. They say they've no money, but they seem to have lots of money. Anyway, unless they got it on credit, they'll probably put credit cards and max them out, haven't they? But he won't come, will Michael Wincott, but he does later on. I think is this where he's seen the cloud?
I don't know what you're doing here, but...
Yeah. He's been watching the film, and one of these clouds, I can't remember which one's he looking at. It's one of these clouds, either that one or that one. Apparently it hasn't moved. It's been there for ages, and it hasn't moved an inch. And he shows them on the footage. This cloud stays there, basically forever. And the UFO obviously is hiding in that. It's hiding in there. Here we're seeing some more gaudy stuff. There's the young Jupe hiding under the table. There's see Gaudy again. His hands covered in blood. This is like inspired by a real life, tragic case where a woman had a pet chimpanzee and it went crazy and it attacked her friend and it basically ripped her jaw off, and her friend had to have like facial reconstruction surgery and stuff, and really bad. It was really bad. There's Ren Schmidt, who plays Jupe's wife, and you may know her from For All Mankind. She plays the NASA administrator in For All Mankind, who ends up going to Russia. So that's just a bit of trivia. Right, apparently there's a storm coming, so he's going, Angel's covering up the cameras so they don't get wet through. You'd think they'd be waterproof already, wouldn't you, since they're outside, but whatever. Right, this is Jupe. He's got Lucky, the horse, in there. Anyway, apparently he's seen these UFOs before. He must have done, because he's trying to get a UFO to come and take the horse, use it as part of his show. Anyway, it actually happens this time. I don't know if it's happened before. I don't think it has, but it actually happens this time. We get a glimpse of the actress who got maimed by the chimpanzee. He must be looking after her or whatever, I don't know, but she's there in the audience. There's Ren. There's Lucky. Yeah, you can just see Lucky there in the glass case. Anyway, so he's going through a spiel. There we go. There we see the UFO hiding in the clouds. Look, there's first look at it. This review, it's there hiding in the clouds. But it doesn't stay there for long. It comes in, and basically the upshot is it takes everybody. There we go. We're seeing inside. It sucks everybody up, and they end up inside, and they're basically getting digested. That's what the upshot of it is. See, they're all inside. Look, it's all terrifying. Anyway, so OJ, he stops by the ranch. I think he's going to get Lucky back. I think he says he wants to get Lucky back, because I think they've lost Ghost, so he wants to get Lucky back off Jupe. So he goes down. He says there's nobody about. Everything's all in disarray. The statues are knocked over and all that. There's nobody about. But Lucky's still there. All I see is here. The UFO comes back down. I'm going to see it in a minute. You ready? There we go. There's UFO there. Look, just saw it in the clouds. Anyway, it comes down. We get a good look at it here in a minute. If I can pause it on the right bit. No, see, I've gone too far because I'm hopeless. Here we go. You ready? Are you ready? Here it comes. Look. We get his first good look at the UFO. There we go. What's that? It looks like an eye, doesn't it? Which I think it's supposed to. It's supposed to, because apparently if you don't look at it, it won't take you. How does it know you're not looking at it? I don't know. Anyway, he hides basically, and it can't see him, so it doesn't take him. and it doesn't take Lucky, because Lucky's in that glass case. And there's a storm comes, so it all rains, and he wakes up and he heads back home. But the truck breaks down, so the UFOs arrived at the ranch. Angel's there, by the way, with Emerald, and then he's hiding under the table. All the house starts shaking. Then all blood starts pouring down onto the house, and things start falling from the sky. And basically, what's happening? It's not a UFO. It's an animal. It's like I don't know if it's an alien animal or if it's just some mysterious earthly creature that lives in the sky. A bit like the storm beast on the Twilight Zone episode. There's something on the wing. That one. Is it something along them lines? I don't know. I don't know if it's an alien, but it's called Not Off Planet Earth. That's what they keep saying. So I'm guessing it's alien. But it's not an alien spaceship. It's a creature that looks like a UFO, and it sucks people up, eats them, or eats what it can. Then obviously ejects the stuff it can't digest, like coins and keys and stuff like that. And apparently blood. Maybe it doesn't like blood. I don't know, but it spews all this blood down onto the house. The fake horse comes back down and nearly kills OJ. Anyway, they get away. They get away eventually. They make a run for it, and they manage to outrun the UFO. Because apparently, if you don't look at it, it won't get you. So that's basically what they do. So they go to Angel's place, and they have some burger and fries and stuff. So they're basically wondering what to do. But then Michael Wincott arrives. He says he's going to film it. He's got a manual camera, that you work manually. So obviously the electricity won't go out on that. They steal these wavy, what they call them, wavy arm things. Steal loads of them because they're going to use them as like a signal, so they know that the UFO's coming. Because if they haven't, they run on batteries, obviously, and as they're going, if the UFO flies over, the power will cut and they'll flop back down, so they'll know where it is. So they do that. And he's been miserable again. Look, you see him there. Look, miserable. Anyway, there, Angel and Michael Wincott are up on the hill with. We've got some regular cameras, but he's got his hand cranked camera as well with big rolls of film in. They're up on a nearby hill, and so they start playing music to attract the UFO. Or the creature, should I say. And OJ's on Lucky. He's got his Scorpion King hoodie on, because apparently it was his first film that he worked on with his dad, with the Scorpion King, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. No relation as far as I know. So here we go. So there you see the wavy arm thingamabobs. Anyway, the UFO comes. It's all done in broad daylight. Oh, this chap arrives. And apparently he's like a paparazzi. There's a TMZ guy. He's there for the story. He's heard about what happened at Jupe's place. All the people, they've vanished. And he wants to know if they know anything about it. But he gets got. To cut a long story short, there we go. His bike. He's got an electric bike. And obviously the power goes and he falls off. So obviously OJ's trying to help him, but then the UFO comes, takes the bike chap. OJ runs for it, unlucky. But he's not looking, you see. He's not looking at it. And he's put blinkers, by the way, on Lucky, so Lucky can't see the UFO either. See, clever. But we get to see it. There we go. It's coming down now as the UFO. See it again. It's good effects. The good effects, I must admit. But it changes for some reason. It changes. I don't know why. It changes. It takes Michael Wincott, by the way, but then it transforms, and I don't understand why. Maybe I missed something in the film, but we see. I presume it's its true form. Just a minute, see if we can get to it. So I don't know why we see it transform. Right, here we go. We see a bit of it there. Look, it's gone all into like I don't know. It's like cloth. It looks like a big parachute sort of thing. It's a weird looking thing, and I don't understand why it's not a UFO shape anymore, not a flying saucer shape. There we go. We can see it.
Just leave, OJ. Forget it. Come on.
It's some big. There's a big otherworldly creature, basically. Anyway, OJ is going to sacrifice himself to give his sister a chance to escape. By the way, Angel got taken up, but luckily we're wrapped in like a tarpaulin and barbed wire and stuff, and it spat him back out, and it was all right. Angel survives the ordeal, yay! Anyway, Emerald gets on the TMZ chap's bike, because obviously the UFO's not there now, so the bike's working again, and she heads for Dupe's place with the UFO in hot pursuit. There it is. I don't know why it looks like that. I don't know why it looks like that now. I preferred it when it looked like a flying saucer. Now it just looks like a weird solar sailor ship or something. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be. Anyway, she goes there. And she gets it to take this big, it's like a big inflatable figure, big inflatable thing. So it's obviously got some sort of gas inside. Is it hydrogen it's got in? I don't know. And she gets the UFO to take that. I don't know how she does that, but it does. It takes that, and she uses. They've got a well at Duke's place that you can look in. It's like a wishing well. You can look in, and it'll take your picture, and it give you that, a photo. So she's using that to get a photo of the creature. That's the inflatable floating up. Anyway, it takes it, and then the inflatable explodes. Obviously, it bites down on it or whatever. We're going to see it here. And the inflatable explodes. And we're going to see it. I've gone back, haven't I? Because I'm stupid. Anyway, it does. It explodes. I think I've missed it because I'm. There we go. Oh, there we're seeing the aftermath. It's blown up. It's bitten into the inflatable, and whatever's inside has killed the alien. So there's Angel. He's all right. It's a bit bit worse for wear, but he's alive. And that's basically the end. Some people arrive. A film crew arrives. And there's Emerald, and she actually sees. Obviously, she thinks OJ and Lucky have been taken by the alien. Now, I don't know if they have, and this is just some sort of vision. See, I've gone too far again. But she sees them here. When it's ready, there we go. It says out yonder there. So is this, a representation that is actually? It's not him. We see him there, looking in the mist. OJ on Lucky. Is he really there? Is it a vision, or is he in the afterlife? Out yonder. I don't know. It doesn't tell us, because the film ends then. After that, that's it. That's the end. And there you go. So that's it. That's the end of the film. Now, I must admit, I did quite enjoy the film. It were okay, but I didn't like what they did. I didn't like that they made it wasn't it wasn't an alien spaceship. It was a creature, which I suppose it's fair enough for Jordan Peele, because he's into his Twilight Zone style stories, isn't he? And that's the sort. I got the feeling actually this could have been a Twilight Zone episode that is just padded out and made into a feature film, because it's got that sort of feel to it. So But yeah, it's an okay film. But I didn't like what the the UFO ended up being. They call it denim jacket for some reason. I think that's the name of a horse, one of the first horses it took, called denim jacket. So they call the creature, the UFO creature, denim jacket. But yeah, it's okay. It's a good watch. It's a good film. I quite enjoyed it. Some good special effects. OJ is a bit of a miserable bugger all the way through the film, but that must be his character. But yeah, for a Jordan Peele film, it's probably the best one of his I've seen. As I said, I'm not a fan of his. I didn't like Get Out and I didn't like Us. But this is okay. It could, it could have been better. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. 6.5. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'd give it an 8 if they'd have changed what the UFO actually was. But they didn't, so it's getting a 6.5 out of 10. So it's worth a watch, but it's not amazing. It's not amazing. Right, so we'll leave that there, and we'll go on to some UFO news. We will, when I find me. There we go. There we go. Where have I put it? Here we go. Right, UFO sighting or drone. Strange lights captured in the sky in the Round Rock area. So we're just going to watch this. It's a video, actually. There's no news story with this. It's a video, so we've got to watch this. So hopefully it'll play okay, but we'll see.
We thought, oh, a helicopter, a plane.
Hang on, go back again. Start from the beginning.
Mysterious lights were spotted Thursday night over Brushy Creek in Cat Hollow.
Definitely isn't a plane.
This video was sent to Fox 7 by Gus McGibbon. He was out walking with his friend Kyle Gomez near Cat Hollow.
In real life, when you see it, it's like a lot brighter than it actually is.
There's something right there.
It was mesmerizing, honestly. It was so silent. Because if it was one light, then I would have maybe thought, oh, a helicopter, a plane, something like that. But, like, there was so many of them together.
Emily White says she and a friend were near Brushy Creek at the time.
Did you think that you were having a close encounter?
I'll be honest. Kind of. I don't know if I believe in all that, but I don't know. Maybe I hear a lot of it in like America that kind of things happens. I think it's just because of like it didn't make any noise at all, which I just thought was really odd. But yeah, I definitely felt like there might have been an alien invasion or something on the way. But yeah.
I can't tell what it is, but it's.
I never believed in UFOs or anything like that, but like, I mean, yeah. I might now. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I would have to say there's nothing extraterrestrial involved with this, but I am not to say that couldn't be a possibility.
Drone expert Gene Robinson reviewed the video sent to Fox 7.
My initial take on this is that it is very likely a drone.
Unbelievable. Come on.
Is that it is very likely a drone.
See, government don't want us to watch the rest of this. Tell you. Typical. See if it'll move on a bit further. There we go. No. Oh, well, there you go.
Were spotted Thursday night over Brushy Creek in Cat
Hollow.
Hollow.
From the beginning now, look.
Definitely isn't a plane.
Lights zoomed off.
Oh, what did I just freaking see, dude? What was that?
By the time you realize, like, what you're actually, like, looking at, it's not even there.
They are so fixed and tight. Some people assume that that's a laser. Could a laser do that? But it doesn't seem like that there's anything that the lasers are reflecting off of.
That's pretty unlikely. So I'm still thinking that this may be someone testing their do-it-yourself drone swarm.
A drone swarm is essentially a big light show. They started popping up about 2 years ago. Drone swarms can fill the sky like these that flew over Shanghai in 2020. Galveston had one for a 4th of July event. In March at South by Southwest, a drone swarm also generated a lot of buzz.
Pretty much expect this to be the future of night light shows, is these drones are going to be swarmed, and as we've seen 100, 200, 300 drones.
I don't know what it really was.
I know. It could have been drones. It could have been anything.
It was mesmerizing, honestly. It was so silent.
Well, it was certainly a light show last night. Now, the FAA requires a waiver to fly at night, especially in a swarm situation configuration. Officials with the agency, I contacted them. They are checking for me if anyone had filed for a waiver last night and if a waiver was even granted. Round Rock Police, I contacted them. I asked them if they got any calls, and they said no, they didn't get any calls to dispatch in regards to the lights last night. Now back to you, the studio.
There you go. Yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it? Let's have another look at that.
Oh my god.
Pause. I'll need to... Oh, big bloody thing away.
Mysterious lights were spotted Thursday night over Brush.
Shush. So there it is, look. That, at first I thought, yeah, this might be, you know, those lights shining up to the clouds from below, like you sometimes see. But then we see footage, you know, of it. There we go. And... you know, it's very patchy cloud. I suppose it still could be, because it could be reflecting on the cloud. So it could be searchlights or whatever, you know, light beams reflecting on the clouds. I don't know. But there's another bit later on, isn't there? See if we can find that. No, didn't show it, did it? So I don't know. You see it there, look. I don't know. I don't know what that is. But my initial thoughts... they've said drones. My initial thoughts, you know, just lights reflecting, you know, shining up, beam lights, you know, from, you know, some event somewhere. They do that, don't they? They have them reflecting on the clouds. But I don't know. Or it could be, it could be UFO or UAP, whatever they want to call them these days. Right, next up. By the way, all the links for these are in the description below, so don't forget to like and subscribe. It's up there. Like and subscribe and share the videos and drop a comment and all that stuff. Use the notification bell, select all or whatever. So you'll get notifications when I upload my nonsense. Right. It's not really unusual to see something strange in the sky that you can't explain. However, it's something else entirely when that encounter causes you to lose significant amounts of time that you can't remember. That's exactly what happened during an Illinois UFO encounter this summer. According to the National UFO Reporting Centre, this encounter happened near Ottawa, Illinois. I thought Ottawa was in Canada. Must be a different one. Ottawa, Illinois, on June 18th, 2022. By the way, Ottawa is located just to the southwest of Chicago. Here's the word-for-word testimony, so I don't take this witness's words out of context. I've abbreviated a small part of it, but this tells their story. Oh, pardon me. I saw 3 very bright dots in the sky in the shape of a triangle, hovering. Well, you see 3, there will be both. Oh, a 4th dot appeared, and they started rotating into a circle. I was driving on I-80 East with a co-worker nearing Ottawa, Illinois, when I saw 3 bright white dots in the sky. They were in a formation of a perfect triangle. At first I thought it might be planes, but they remained apparently motionless as we kept driving. After driving and watching for a few minutes, we noticed a 4th bright white light appear. The triangle broke pattern into more of a circle or oval, then started rotating. This was the first I seen of any of the dots move at all. The weirdest part, and I wasn't going to mention at first, was I thought we were another 25 minutes away from Ottawa. When I looked up, we were almost past it. Time went by super fast, and a kind of dark vision in my eyes from staring at those lights, kind of like getting a direct glimpse of the sun makes the background darker. So there you go. When I see UFO reports, I don't know who wrote this, by the way. I'm saying I. Is there a byline? Oh, there isn't, is there? Is it at the bottom? Is it at the bottom? No, it isn't. Oh, well, whatever. No. Anyway, when I see UFO reports of lights moving across the sky, I almost immediately dismiss that as someone seeing the Starlink satellites. Yeah, because sometimes they launch them and you'll see like a train of dots moving across the sky. But, you know, it's satellites. But lights rotating around each other, then another light appearing, is something completely different. At the time, it's the time loss that baffles me and makes me think this is a legit UFO encounter. Or, they could just have lost track of time, it happens. There are many books documenting people having time, they can't account for, and this is definitely that. What were these lights, and what were their intention? Impossible to know at this point, but I am convinced this person did have a legitimate paranormal encounter. Well, good for you. Maybe he did, or they did. Whoever it was. That's interesting, isn't it? I don't know how you get 4 dots appearing in a circle or oval. They'd appear as like a square or a rectangle, wouldn't they? Or a rhombus. Or a parallelogram, not as a circle. Right, here we go. This is in the Sun. Boo. It's got a video, so we'll watch the video first and then we'll read the article. Let me go back.
This is USS Zumwalt at approximately 0335 Zulu on April 24, 2019, while conducting routine operation 17 nautical miles off the coast of Camp Pendleton in international waters. At least 6 unknown UASs made multiple flyovers and circle patterns around the ships, operating at various altitudes between 300 and 1,000 feet. All appeared to fly consistent patterns, northwest, east, south, without alteration of course, speed, and altitude. No weapons were observed.
So there you go. So that's obviously a stabilised, there we go, image of this 4 lights. There are 4 lights. So there we go, and some chap describing it in a military style. So there we go. So that's just replaying it. Right, let's have a read then. Buzzkill. Watch as US Navy's most advanced warship is buzzed by mysterious UFO drone swarm amid cluster of close encounters. New video shows a mysterious drone swarm. They said drones for the first one, didn't they? Connection. Buzzing the US Navy's most advanced warship off the coast of California. 6 unidentified craft with flashing lights circled the USS Zumwalt for nearly 90 minutes, and one flew right over sailors' heads. And there's a timeline that you can look at. As I say, follow the link, you can look at that. Details of the close encounter, which remains unexplained, first emerged in secret files that were accidentally posted online by the US Navy. Now shaky video footage filmed by a crewman on board the Zumwalt has been released to The Drive under Freedom of Information laws. It shows 4 of the 6 craft apparently flying in square formation near the $4.4 billion warship. 2 at opposite corners are seen flashing strobe-like bright lights towards the vessel, each with a different frequency. One flashes a red for 1/30th of a second every 1.33 seconds, and the other flashes blue once a second for around 1/6 of a second, according to analysis by UFO researcher Dave Beatty. The encounter was recorded between 8:15 p.m. and 9:40 p.m. local time on April 24, 2019, in international waters to the west of the Marine Corps base at Camp Pendleton in Southern California. The Navy's documents include a map showing how the 6 unmanned aircraft systems, that's what he said, UAS, unmanned aircraft systems, the official name for drones, repeatedly crossed Zumwalt's path. The drone swarm appeared to fly in a 4-mile wide triangular route, while the destroyer sails north and then south. Initially, one unknown craft was spotted off the starboard bow at 8:15 p.m, recorded as 0315 Zulu or GMT. 10 minutes later, the commanding officer on the bridge was notified of 3 steady white lights. Then at 8:30 p.m, the crew recorded 2 sets of flashing red-green lights. The JOOD, Junior Officer of the Deck, determined by shape and light position that the lights were consistent with a UAS. 3 minutes later, the starboard lookout saw one drone zooming directly across the ship's deck. The sighting was confirmed by the port lookout after it crossed and headed away from the ship. There was no recorded attempt to intercept or shoot down the mystery craft, but they were filmed and photographed by a crew of from the Snoopy team, which stands for the Ship Nautical or Otherwise Photographic Interpretation and Exploitation. They are tasked with documenting dangerous, uncertain, or unusual situations, using commercially available cameras. One sailor's voice is heard on the new video clip saying, while conducting routine operations 17 nautical miles from Camp Pendleton, 6 UAS made multiple flyovers and circle patterns around the ship. Operating at various altitudes, at between 300 feet and 1,000 feet, all appeared to fly consistent pattern northwest-southeast, without alteration, of course, speed and altitude. No weapons were observed. USS Zumwalt, the world's largest destroyer at 600 feet, entered service in 2016 and is known for its sleek, stealthy profile. Its drone swarm encounter was one of several included in files that were apparently published by accident in June and then swiftly deleted. More than 60 pages were uploaded from the file name proposed redaction, suggesting the unaltered documents were not meant for public release. The crew of the USS Harper's Ferry recorded drones. The crew of the USS Harper's Ferry recorded drones that made several dangerous approaches, and the USS Russell reported a flashing green triangle flying off California. Some of the mysterious craft seen buzzing warships are thought to be spy drones. At least 2 of the encounters involve a Hong Kong-flagged bulk carrier, suggesting the drones could have been launched from its deck. However, the origin of other craft spotted by US sailors is still a mystery. Earlier this year, US lawmakers grilled intelligence chiefs about the encounters as they confessed over the last year they have probed 400 sightings and 11 near misses. It was the first hearing of its kind in 20 years. The intelligence bosses attempted to explain how difficult it is to track these objects and showed congressmen 2 videos. And while they did not mention aliens, they did admit there are some of the 400 encounters they have on their books which are truly unexplained. Photos of the green triangles were shown, and they were said to be of unknown drones tracked by the US Navy. It came off the back of a landmark Pentagon report in 2021 following the leaking of 3 videos showing US Navy encounters with unexplained objects. NASA revealed its own plan to study UFOs, $100,000, but made it clear they were not explicitly looking for aliens. That's the USS Zumwalt. It was very peculiar, like a stealth ship in it, I suppose. And that's it. So, a photo of the lights. So there you go. So what the drones, or the UAPs, UFOs, UASs, whatever they're calling them these days. Whatever they're calling them. So there we go. Another interesting story. Right, next up. Photos of metallic disc-shaped UFO spotted over Mexico intrigue locals. Experts. Now this expert, I do believe, is Jaime Maussan, but we'll read it anyway. Over the years, Mexico has proven to be a hotspot for UFO sightings. Pilots have reported seeing a flurry of UFOs, and one recent sighting over a mountain provided what one expert called the best close-up ever of an alien craft. Even more recently, a UFO sighting took place during the current tropical cyclone season over the Mexican state of, Tamaulipas. I don't know how you pronounce it. Tamaulipas. Whatever, I'm not Mexican. The object was spotted in the sky by a local resident named Juanito Juan. Juan says he was taking photos of some ominous oncoming storm clouds when he spotted a metallic dish-shaped UFO in the sky. Looking like the prototypical flying saucer, Juan snapped several photos of the object, which appeared to show some of its movement in the sky. Oh, where are you going? This photo was taken today. This is a quote. Was taken today, 17th of August 22, in the rural area of that, by a person who calls himself Juanito Juan. During the afternoon of this day, and when he wanted to take some photos of the storm clouds, he noticed this object and took this sequence. Incredible images, and there we see them. There's actually a little video later on which we watch, because I think if I click on this, it'll take me to Twitter, and I can't be bothered. But there we go, Jaime Maussan. So take it with a grain of salt when it's Jaime Maussan. Prominent Mexican ufologist Jaime Maussan, who was tagged in the tweet, interviewed the man who took the UFO photos. Mosan later discusses the UFO sighting over Tamaulipas with the witness Juanito Juan on his YouTube channel. There have been many sightings in this place, Juan told Mosan. The people from here in town began to say today, I also saw that, or I have seen something different, but I saw it. Yesterday, a lady came and told me that she saw it at night, that it had many coloured lights below, but that it was not a plane. For those that think he made up the UFO sighting and it's fake, Juan told Mosan, my business is a success. For me, I don't need any of that. Juan also expressed that perhaps the UFO sighting would have been better or more believable with video, but Mosan disagreed, saying the photos give more definition in this case. I really like that they have our photographs. They are also very well taken and centred. I really congratulate you, Juanito. Very good job. There's the YouTube from the. I presume that's the interview. Just as they were often seen between the decades between 1940 and 1960, where the discs moved a few feet high while rotating their angle to 45 degrees, here I share GIF animation to appreciate the movement of the ship, someone replied to the original tweet. And here we go, there's the GIF here, we'll watch this. So there you go. So it is very clear, it's a bit too clear really. Is it too good to be true? Is it too good to be true? Could be. It is very sharp, isn't it? It could be a hubcap or a frisbee thrown. I don't know. Or it could be real. I don't know. I cropped all 3 UFOs and put them together for easy comparison. They don't look like Photoshop to me, another wrote. It looks like something was actually in the photo. Light source and reflections appear natural. Must be aliens. Interesting to note the windows portals around it. Oh, there's a close-up. Oh, there you go. But you don't know, because there looks to be some artificing going on in there, you know, JPEGing. And that's it. That's the end of that. But yeah, it's interesting. I must admit, it's interesting. Let's have a look at this again. Can we make it bigger? There we go. So yeah. It does look like it's in the photo. It doesn't look like it's Photoshop to me. It's something in the photo, but is it something that's been thrown in front of the camera? I don't know. Look at the ground. Is there any shadows on the ground that we can see? No, not that we can see. I've got to admit, it looks like a small object to me. A small object closer to the camera rather than a large object far away, but that's just me. I'm being very sceptical tonight, aren't I? But, you know, what can I say? So that's another interesting story. Right, last one. US government has 24 UFO videos from 2019 that have never been released. The Pentagon has refused to release at least 24 unseen videos of UFOs, as they claim to do so would jeopardise their sensitive sources and methods. Blah, 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 blah. I've just read that. The existence of any video footage emerged in response to a Freedom of Information Act request to the US Navy. The Pentagon has refused to release the material, claiming to do so would jeopardise sensitive sources and methods. But officials last night, Thursday, under pressure to show the clips in light of the ongoing probe into 144 reported close encounters between Top Gun military pilots and mysterious craft. Marek von Rennenkampf, brilliant name, a former analyst with the US State Department's Bureau of International Security and Non-Proliferation, told political website The Hill the Pentagon has at least 24 and likely far more UFO videos in its possession. I think we covered this last week, didn't we? Last Saturday. Or a similar story, because I remember that name. Despite public commitments to transparency, officials refused to release any of the footage. But the government's rationale that disclosure would jeopardise sensitive sources and methods likely holds no water with many of the videos. The Navy confirmed that 24 videos are associated with 19 UFO reports, spanning June through December 2019. If the Pentagon continued receiving 20 UFO videos every 6 months, it would have well over 100 videos in its possession by now. He also claimed officials possess UFO data recorded by satellites, which may which may not have been released for fear of jeopardizing sensitive platforms and capabilities. The analyst added the public release of non-sensitive UFO videos could quickly resolve several cases. The Pentagon must abide by its emphatic commitments to transparency and release all such UFO footage. And that's that. So, yes, they should. I think they should. I think the public's ready to know the truth, whatever it is. But that's my last story for today. I had another quick look to see if there were any more new stories, but there were nothing interesting. There were a Uri Geller one. But, Uri Geller. So, we'll leave it there. Hello, Princess. That's my cat. You won't get in. Anyway. We'll leave it there. So, wherever you are in the universe, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see thee.